Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me when you do see this later on maybe. I'm back home. Okay, I was on vacation for a while. I'm finally back home. So I'm super happy to be back in my studio. I really missed it. Hi Nathan. Hi to the Fine Art of Distraction, Nathan Linsell. I think you just joined, have you? What time is it there then in New Zealand you're in, aren't you? I hope you're doing okay. It's been ages since I've actually seen you do a video, hasn't it now? Hi, Kathy. Hi. How are you doing, love? Hope you're okay. I enjoyed your last video. It was great, and it's great that somebody bought it as well. It's wonderful. Isn't it great when somebody buys your art? It's just the best feeling ever. Um, and it doesn't matter if they paid a lot for it, if they got it free, or if you gave it away. You know, the fact that somebody wants to look at your art on their wall and own it is really something to be happy about. So I'm gonna just do a very quick, like, sort of unpacking. It's an unboxing, but really an unpacking, because whilst I was off on vacation, I actually received some stuff from Temu, and I don't think they actually posted all of it together, so it's in two parts. And one part arrived, my actual neighbor took it in for me, bless her. She was lovely, and she kept it for me for the whole 2 weeks I was away, and she brought it around then when I got back. So I'm going to show you that. This is like a semi-resin piece. It's been resined once. I'm going to resin it again because, as you can see, the edges are pulled away a little bit. And this is obviously a record, and you've seen this before. I've got a video of this up, you know, when I'm blooming this out. And again, you know, I'm not bloomed in a record, and we've got this beautiful area here with all the kind of lacing, and it's beautiful lacing because it's actually really shimmery lacing. The colors are gorgeous, but I did use a lot of opaque colors on this. And I'm not sure exactly why I did that. I really don't know. I guess I've just chucked a load of tubes in, and most of the tubes were opaque, apart from one, I think. The blue, the light blue was not. But I think when I'm gonna do this again with a hairdryer, it was my first time trying to do it with a hairdryer. When I do it again, I'm gonna layer it properly this time. So I'm gonna have like an opaque at the bottom maybe, and then a couple of semi-transparent, transparents, and right at the top I'll have like tiny bit of an opaque, and then under the cell activator. And I'll try that. I might even try with two cell activators, but really beautiful. I mean, it's still quite stunning. It is gorgeous, but I didn't want to turn it into a clock. Now, the reason I'm showing it to you is because I've ordered a lot of clock hands, and these are some I had before, and I had to cut this. You can probably tell the edges. The end of this is actually cut off. And the reason I cut it was because I was trying not to have really huge hands on here that would cover up the design and the pattern. So yeah, so there's that. What I'm going to do now is just do the unboxing, and you're going to see a number of different clock hands. So I bought all the different parts to a clock, this part and all the hands and the second hand as well. So what I'll do is I'll move this out the way, and I'll just quickly show you a couple of others that I've done. So there's this one, which is pretty, isn't it? And you can tell which color I put down first when you look at this, because it's a predominant color underneath. So this yellow, I think it was Azo yellow from Amsterdam that I put down first, and that's really come through. And you can see the lacing is quite cool. Quite like this one. It's unusual. Okay, it's got this burst of red here, some greens, some blues, and some darker colors around the edges. So it is nice and unusual. It is actually on a tile. But I probably will resin that as well. And then we've got this little one here, and I think I've shown you this. It's a bunch of coasters I did, a set of coasters. I'm going to quickly see if I've missed any messages. I'm on top chat here. Whoops. Let me just change that. So let's see who else is on. It's 10:50 p.m. Okay, great. You're in Australia. Just for some reason, I thought you were in New Zealand. I have no idea why. Probably because I've always wanted to go to New Zealand from all the beautiful, the landscape out there. It's just gorgeous, and all the films that showcase it. Um, who else is here? Marie. Hi, Marie. I didn't realize you would be around. Great. It's great to see you. This is Marie Louise Art. So we've got a couple of channels here. Please, if you haven't subscribed to them, I'm sure you all know each other, but in case anyone's here who doesn't know any of the other fellow artists I have on the live, there's the Fine Art with Distraction, Nathan, Kathy, Grandma Kathy's Art Venture. We've got Marie Louise Art, who's in the UK with me, not too far from me, actually. Then we've got somebody... Oh, gosh, okay, right. I finally know your name, Hazim. Is it Hazim? Hazim from the Art Room. One of my fans on Facebook, which is great. She's a great supporter. Great to see you on here, on the live. I actually did this thinking nobody would join because I'm terrible with lives where I don't tell people I'm actually going to do one before I do one. I just randomly go online, and because I have very young kids, it's super hard to find time in the day or plan these sort of things for me. So yeah, I never know when I'll actually have a small window of time where I can do this. So we also have Sudha Gupta, who's artist resin. She's brilliant. She's lovely. I love her. She's great. Her resin art and craft is amazing. So do hop on over to her channel, guys, and give her a subscription, a follow, a like, a comment. Check out her work. It's brilliant. She's very crafty. Who else is here? Simply Nanette. Excellent. Hi, Nanette. And Nanette was one of my very first channel subscribers, supporters, and I'm super grateful for that. I'll never forget that. Thank you so much, Nanette, for joining my channel, and I really appreciated that a lot. It was nice. It's big, kind of a warm feeling when people do that. And Blind Awakening Art. Hi, how are you doing, lovely? Your work is gorgeous. I'm seeing it all over the place on Facebook, and I'm just wowed. It's really brilliant, and you're doing so well. Super proud of you. You're doing really well, and I'm glad you're getting recognized for it as well, you know, and getting supported for it. So we've also got the beautiful Alison from Resin Creations with Alison. Hop on over to her channel and check out all her resin craft work. Brilliant work again. So we've got some lovely people here, good friends. I'm going to hopefully show you this. Enough of me gassing on. What I've got here is, yeah, Temu. Okay, so I don't know how people feel about Temu, but there's some it's the things that I've ordered which I've actually really liked. Now there is something in this bag that I'm a bit disappointed about, so I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so yeah, it's one of the downsides to ordering online, I guess, when you really don't know, you don't pay attention to the sizes of things, you know. Because I remember seeing this news story of on social media about somebody who ordered a paddling pool, and when it arrived, it was like this big, and they could paddle their finger in there basically. So really, you know, it's quite hard. I'm terrible with looking at with online shopping. I'm really terrible. I get the wrong sizes and all sorts without, because my partner's always saying, "Did you actually read the description?" I'm like, "Nope. I just like the picture," and I went, "Yeah, bye." But yeah, this is what I kind of did here with Temu, but shh, don't tell anyone. So let's see what we've got in here. I'll pop it over this side. Yeah, Temu has some great stuff. And I have been ordering for them on and off. I did delete the app for a while, thinking I'm just going to save a bit of money this month. But I don't even know why I bought this. I just guess I thought it was nifty. I don't do a lot of painting the house. I don't paint the walls or anything. It should probably. It's been a while, but this is one of those brushes, you know, where you're trying to do a straight line and not get it on, I don't know, maybe the skirting or the floor. And supposedly it works, but yeah, we'll find out. So yeah, it's just to do straight lines and not get paint everywhere, basically. So one of those. That's the first thing. I got a wooden palette. I don't know why, I just thought it'd be really nice to do a bloom or a couple of blooms on this, and then maybe resin it, and more for decoration purposes rather than actually using it. But I guess you could use it, couldn't you, once you've resined it. But yeah, there's this. It's just really thin as well. I think it's like 5 mil thin. So that's that wooden palette to pour over. let's see what else we've got. Oh yeah, so I bought loads of these numbers because I plan to do lots of clocks. Now, I'm not sure about the gold so much. It looks pretty from far away, but maybe I'll do something to them or paint over them. The black is really nice though. I quite like the black Roman numeral ones. They're really pretty. And you've got the silver as well. And you've got the regular numbers as well as the Roman numerals in each colour. So we've got all three colours here, the silver, the gold, and the black as well. So depending on what style or design I'm going to be doing, I'll be applying those to it. I have got, well, I went out and actually found a place locally in Cardiff where they sell tons of wooden rams for super cheap. Now these wooden rams cost me £1 each, right? And you can, I think I picked up like 50 of them for £50, and I can do anything on these. I can do texture art, I can pour over them. Honestly, you can do literally anything with these, and they're so super cool. They did need a little bit of sanding. I'm not sure I did a good job of it, but Ab's better with the sander than I am. But yeah, this was turned into a clock, which is fabulous. Okay, there's no battery in it at the moment, but it does work. And then we had the sculpture flowers, if you remember, in one of my previous videos. So I plan to do a lot more of those with different styles and designs and stenciling and all sorts of things, spray painting, stenciling, anything I can think of. Oh, Nathan, you are such a sweetheart. Oh my God, did you just donate to my channel? Thank you so much. It will help me for sure. I'll definitely buy something special and show it off for you on here. But yeah, that's really sweet of you. I really appreciate it, mate. Let me just see if I've missed anyone else. Do you know what, Nanette? Everyone says, oh, do you mean the clock? I thought you meant my watch. Beautiful watch. Everyone says this watch is too big for me, and I actually agree with them because I used to have a really thin one, and this just gets in the way a lot. It's huge and it's heavy and not very comfortable to wear, actually. But I have got a couple of thin ones. I just need to replace the batteries. The clock you meant. Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm planning on doing a couple more. And do you know what? I'm going to do some giveaways on this channel. I think it's high time I gave away some of my art, and I've got lovely fans. I'd love to give it away. So stay tuned. Hit that subscribe and notification bell and all, because I will do a few giveaways in the near future. Okay, it is coming. So we've got these. These are obviously, you can buy the more fancier ones, or you can buy the box standard ones. At the minute, I've only bought the box standard cheaper ones, but they work fine. This is one which you would use. Obviously, this is perfect if you're going to do an LP, a record, or pour over a bloom, or pour a bloom over a record, or even on one of these wooden rounds, which is what we did. I literally drilled a hole through the center here, popped that through, and it worked fine, even though look how thick it is. So I had an extra long kind of part to this where it would come right the way through that. These are the shorter ones, so you can get extra long ones. If you wanted specific ones on Temu, you can find them. Okay, I'll pop these over here so we can see what else is here. So next up then, you know, I've got work colleagues messaging me all day. I'm meant to be still on annual leave until Monday, but I've spent the last 4 hours dealing with my students, my master's students. They've got deadlines and they're panicking because they didn't plan things properly. So I've just been dealing with helping them with ethics forms and all the boring stuff that you guys don't want to hear about my day job. Ethics forms and data collection and all that sort of stuff, because they're doing data science and things. I can't even open this without scissors. Hold on a second. Let me grab a pair of scissors. I can see any here. Whoa, that's one way of getting it out. So we've got these. I just want to quickly show them to you. So there's lots of different coloured ones, and these are the hands that go on clocks. Okay, so if I can try and get this opened up without breaking or bending. They are really delicate, mind. So when you're taking them out, you have to be super careful you don't bend. And I did bend one set at one point, and I realised I had to kind of bend it back into shape again because it was hitting the clock face. So that's the second hand. Okay, you can see how delicate they are. Really flimsy, very delicate. They're quite nice, aren't they? And you can get, do you know what? You can get wooden ones, metal ones, plastic ones, all sorts. So again, if you can see this, I don't know if I need to turn a light on here, if you can actually see it. It's weird, this room. Okay, is that too bright? Maybe it's not too bright. But yeah, so we've got a bunch of these. Like I said, I need to do a few more clocks. I really enjoyed making that clock, actually. Okay, yeah, you head to the kitchen, honey. Make sure you bring me back a cup of tea, Sudha. Right, so this is the bit I was a little bit disappointed on. I guess I'm not that disappointed. I can still use them. But this is like a script stencil. And I'm really getting into the script stencils and different types of stenciling and using texture paste over it and that sort of thing. And this one I thought was bigger for some reason. It's not quite A4. I did want it to be a bit bigger because, yeah, it's quite small. And I don't think I can use texture paste really well on it. It's just going to smudge because it's so small. But yeah, I had that one, and then an even smaller one, because I didn't look at the small print and the description of how small these are. So I guess I could use them on something smaller, like one of these tiles. And then another one here. So that's like quite pretty. And then there's this one here, which has got a combination of both, you know, these floral petals, and then also patterns, and then also the script writing as well. And again, that's quite tiny, really, isn't it? But I guess that was the only disappointment in the entire bag. I'm going to show you the next thing. So these are mini bookmarks. Okay, so I have made resin bookmarks in the past, which I quite like doing. But these I thought were really cool because I can make custom-made, handmade bookmarks. Now I can either paint on them, draw on them, I can do texture art on them, anything really. I could do, stenciling on them. I can do blooms or different swipes or different techniques in fluid art. And they've got the tassels as well that come with them. There's quite a few of them in there, so I might make a set of bookmarks and see if they sell as well in a local market. So we've got all these coloured tassels, which are really super cute. I have got some silver ones for more discerning kind of mature people, but the coloured ones are really sweet and cute as well. And I think a lot of kids would like these as well. So these are really cool because I'm thinking they won't warp when I poured over them, but that's something I need to test still. They're quite thin. I think they're about 3 mil thin, and they're small, so it's nice. You can slip them into a book for those of us who still use regular books and haven't got all online. So there's that, and let's see what else we have. Right, okay, so I've got some more of these kind of little glass drops. Okay, I have made quite a lot when I was doing my resining over my coasters, a lot of resin dripped down onto the table. I had a silicone mat on the table. Next day I had loads of these. Not as perfect as these. I think these are they glass? I think they're glass. I'm not sure. No, they're plastic. I think they're plastic. So yeah, so I do tend to like to get things like this because even with one of my sculpture flowers, I did put a few of these on and looked like raindrops, and it was really pretty. Thank you, Kathy. I love the clock too. I haven't parted with it yet, and I haven't actually glazed it over because I was planning on painting resin over the flowers to make them really pop. Just with a brush, really just painting the resin on. But I might still do that. Okay, Hi, Linda. Yes, I'm back in the UK. And you know what? When I it was raining as soon as I arrived, like proper raining, and I was massively relieved because on the last day abroad it was 38 degrees, but it felt like 45. It was so hot. And I was just like, I need a freezer to climb into. I really do, because I'm so acclimatized here in the UK and I like the cold. And I came back and my husband was like, oh my God, it's raining, it's grey, it's dreary. Why did we come back? And I was like, yay, we're back. So yeah, it was a long journey back actually. It took about 9 hours in the end because the flight was delayed by 2 hours and the kids were getting really gnarly. So it was a long flight. We got back like 3 a.m. It was crazy. We honestly got back in Bristol at 3 a.m. in the airport. But these are just little hanging kind of D hooks with the screws, and I quite like them because I can just screw that into the back of that clock here and hang it up. I mean, it makes it easier really. So I might find a gold one for that one because the numbers are all gold. And then we've got these as well. I love hardware stores. When I was a kid, my dad would go into a hardware store and I'd be like, oh my God, yes. I have no idea why, but I love everything to do with hardware and this type of thing. So these are quite nice because they don't protrude too much and are perfect to screw onto the back of either a canvas on both sides or onto a wooden panel, and allows whoever is purchasing it to hang it easily without having to drill and do other things to it. So let's see what else we have. So next up is this. So we've got this one, and this one is black. Yeah, this one was completely black, so I don't know if you can see this. I think I just wanted a black one really, so I'd have different colors I could use. And then we have a bunch of stir sticks, and again I love the glue sticks, but I found these on Temu and they're solid, right? So as you can see, I'll just grab one of these which I get in the UK, and I find them quite good because paint just literally just scrapes off them and it's so easy to clean. I just get a tissue, wipe it, and it's clean. I don't have to worry about scraping things off or washing it or anything like that. And the paint peels off them because of the type of plastic. They're like a shiny plastic, and the paint will just literally peel off really, really easy. You don't even have to try. But these ones are slightly better than those, again, because they're more solid. Okay, so that one looks like it's damaged, actually. Okay. So yeah, they're more solid, they stand up, they're quite sturdy, really hard plastic, and they're shiny, so I know that paint will not stick to it. So yeah, a couple of those just to see what they're like. I didn't want to order too many at once in case they were no good. And then let's see what else we have. There's another one here. Okay, so in here, did I open this? Yes, I did. Did I open that? Yes, I did. So, and the other thing that's in here, yeah, these are wooden ones, and let me show you these. So I quite like the wooden ones. You know, it's a different look entirely for the clock. And to be honest, I think the wooden ones would have suited that more than the gold, that clock I just showed you. But you can see how they look. They're really lovely. So they're entirely made out of wood. Really pretty. And there's a bit more in here. I'm not sure what they are. Oh yeah, the bits and bobs that go with it. So I'll put that back in there. And like I said, this one is longer, so that would work really well with one of those wooden rounds, which are thicker than an LP. So I'll put that back in there. Put these back in here for, well, actually I'll put them back in there in a minute. But before I do that, I just want to quickly show you something else. Give me a second. Yeah, and I don't know if I showed you this before, but I bought these and I really, really love them. And again, like I said, those particular wooden ones would go super well. Okay. But yeah, these I'm gonna make another few clocks with these. One of them is going to be a sculpture one, another one's going to be another bloom using translucent paints and maybe some piggies. And then what we have is this piece here. I'm going to show you this. And I was talking to a friend the other day about, okay, so what would you use this on? And, you know, he was saying to me that, because I really wanted to use it on here, but the problem with it was that I didn't want to cover up too much of this beautiful, interesting area on this particular paw. And I had a hole in the middle, which I'd already obviously got. I mean, that was covered initially with a paint, but I poked a hole in it to put this through. But now I wish I hadn't, because I probably could have put it lopsided to one side and it would still work as a clock, because it's got the Roman numerals around it. So, I mean, that would have looked fab, really. It doesn't have to be central. And my head is like, has to be central. It really doesn't have to be central at all. You can pop this anywhere and still make a clock, you know, an abstract clock, and you could still see this beautiful area here and here. So yeah, that's still doable. It's not doable anymore unless I cover this central point up. But I really like this, and there's loads of kits like this online. I think this one was it from Amazon? I think it was. I'll double check if anyone is interested in like having a go and buying one of those. Let me just quickly check back what's happening on the chat. So, Alison, I will have to look for the wooden ones. Bought some on Amazon previously. They look very nice. Okay, yeah. The wooden ones, that they have lots of different variations on Temu, by the way. There's different coloured wood. I don't know enough about trees to tell you what colours. I mean, you know, there's probably some tree that I don't even know. But lots of different coloured ones on Temu, I noticed. I just picked these just to see if they're any good, and they are. They're pretty good. Hi, Kat. How are you and Tony doing? Great to see you. Well, I guess it is pretty early there today, isn't it? Um, okay, so yeah, it is going to be cool. I can't wait till this is finished. I actually need to give it another resin coat. I didn't know, well, I'm not that experienced with resin. So when I poured the resin on, I didn't realize it was going to pull back from the edges, and it did. But later I realized what I could have done is put some tape around the edge and then poured in enough so that it wouldn't pull back. It's a rookie mistake, it really was, but I've learned from that. Um, Hi Rahul from Easy Arts 47. Hi Astro and Remy, I didn't see you there. How are you doing? Are you both alright? I hope so. Right, guys, what do you want me to do now? Should I show you some of my art? I know most of you probably see most of it. You bought, okay, so Nathan's saying, I bought a heap of resin molds off Temu to find that they were all tiny. Oh no, tiny. Okay, and I bought like $200 worth. Oh gosh. And you know that I don't do small art. Oh, you could have complained to them. I heard that the complaints department is really good and they do reimburse you. But you could have given that a go. I would have if it wasn't too long ago. Maybe you should ask them to reimburse you. They're not very clear with things. They keep sending me these emails saying that I can get 100% back of what I spent. And when I go into it, it's like, oh no, you can only get like 5% off if you spend £30. And I guess it's an incentive to get people back in to buy things, you know. And yeah, it wasn't working for me, so I don't take them up on any of those. I know somebody said they got, I think it was Tony who said he actually got money back. Was it Tony? But I haven't to this day got any money back. Right, what else was there? So let me just have a look at one sec. I'm going to show you this. This is a really beautiful stencil, and the great thing about stencils is that you can just use them again and again and again. And they last for a very long time as long as you look after them and wash them off very quickly afterwards, with sponge them off really gently. But I really want to make a clock on a canvas and use some texture on it as well. So I'm thinking, how could I, first of all, step one, pour over this, possibly a swipe or a bloom or maybe a pearl pour. Once I've done that, use this to texture paste over the top. So I have this raised section of texture paste with the clock numerals and the patterns. And after that, find a way to attach one of these in the back that's supported so it doesn't move around, because we know that canvas is quite difficult to do this with. But find a way to attach this here, maybe put some braces across that way, and create a clock out of a canvas. What do you guys think? Yay or nay? Is that a good idea? Oh, okay, Alison. So you got a credit, did you? You got something that wasn't as described. You didn't even need to send it back. That's great news. Okay, you know what to do, Nate. Tell them that they didn't advertise it properly. It wasn't very clear. What was that? Put the wooden dial on clock. Okay. Just having a look at what I'm missing. Yeah, I mean, you know, it would be cool, Marie, like, you know, doing like a combination of things. So you can mix the pouring with fluid art with the texture, and then also make it something that's, you know, utility, something that you can use and you can put up, and it's functional art as well. So I think that's a really cool potential project in the future. Let me just move this out the way for you. Me trying to move around the room. I just want to show you something very quickly. So not long ago I bought this book online, and the reason I bought it is because I love birds and obviously nature and everything to do with drawing, and you know, I really want to get better at drawing. It's been one of my things that, you know, I've always wanted to be able to draw realism, like, you know, beautiful, colorful pictures. And this book is amazing because if you look through it, it's got so many tips and tricks and really good amount of information about how to draw and paint birds. Okay, it's by Susan Rayfield, Painting Birds, and it says learn the secrets of 12 contemporary masters of the genre. And you can see from the contents, it's got all different kinds of birds. Okay, so it's got birds of field and garden, wildfowl on the wing, the night hunters, upland game birds, wanderers of the sea and shore, jungle birds, the predators. So you can see there's a lot of information in here already. Look how beautiful that is. It's the peregrine falcon. And you can see how obviously the drawing steps proceed from one to the next. Here we've got some beautiful paintings, and they are quite inspirational. This is by Robert Bigman, and there's a bit of a blurb here about how, you know, why he does it the way he does it and what he does and what his technique entails. The house sparrows, we've got the northern cardinal, if you can see that, hopefully you can. Looking at bird anatomy. So I found this book really, really intriguing, and a friend recommended it to me because he knew I was trying to start drawing birds, and I did do a couple of birds, bird paintings somewhere here. Where are they? Oh, no, they're not here. Maybe they're in another room. But yeah, a pity. But yeah, so yeah, you can see, looking at like watercolors acrylics, sketching, pen drawings, and understanding really about how to use like color strokes and that sort of thing. Well, that is beautiful as well. Look at the movement in this, like trying to master action of a bird in flight, and then really interpreting it any way that you want to interpret it, you know. So as I said, like drawings, they don't have to look like photographs. You put your own self into them, don't you, when you do a drawing or and create any piece of art. But I do like realism. Having said that, I've always loved realism. It's been one of those things that I've always wished I was super good at and would like to start developing more, you know. So yeah, so this book is really cool if anyone is interested in it. Nice purchase. It sort of inspires me to start thinking about doing that sort of thing. Oops, I'm just going to pop this back a minute. Okay, that's back there. Okay, let's see how you guys are doing. Is that bloom on your clock and tile? Yes, yeah, I did show at the beginning. They are. There's more, but they're all in the summer house. And I'll show you something I've not shown anyone because I'm not very pleased with it. But there's an artist on Instagram. I think it's called Little Dude, or I don't know, I think it's Little Dude, but I'm not sure. But look it up on Instagram. She does these amazing texture pieces, and what she does is she takes yeah, sure, thank you. She gets normal acrylic tube paints and mixes it with a texture medium, okay, and creates this really thick paint. And then what she does is she gets a spatula, yeah, so she just basically gets a spatula and she literally just picks up all of this paint, smudges it onto a canvas, like slaps it on, basically thick paint, and then draws around it and creates these beautiful pictures. Do have a look at it. Little Dude, I think it's called. Here's a piece I did, which didn't quite work out the way that it was supposed to, because I think for me, I didn't realize I needed a lot more paint. Also, I hadn't added enough medium to it, and I just used the gloss medium in this, okay? So I used the gel gloss, mix it in with my acrylics. The other thing I did wrong was the maneuver of the hand, okay? So I wanted to... I have no idea why it's orange. It was meant to be blue as well, because this guy is surfing. So I literally just got a palette knife, scooped up a ton of colors on my palette knife all together, and splurged it onto this canvas board and waited for it to dry and then drew that on, and I used acrylics for that. So I was going to have a few more goes and see if I could do mountaintops and all sorts of things. She does great stuff, by the way, so have a look. And I literally drew that on with a Posca pen in the end, but I'm not 100% pleased with that. It was just a first go and a bit of a play around, really a practice go of like trying to see what I could possibly do. I want to quickly show you my very first ever acrylic pour in my bedroom when I had nowhere to do it, and I was just chucking things on. And the strange thing about this piece is that none of my colours mixed. And to this day I wish I could get it not to mix, but I don't know how I did it. So yeah, just chucked them all. I think it was some sort of puddle pour I did, and I just tilted it around and they didn't mix, so they're quite distinct, you know. Pretty, but like I said, you can tell it's a first ever pour, you know. Let's pop that over there. Now I'm going to do something really cool, and I've not done this, but I'm going to show you something I haven't shown you before. Let's move all this out the way. Right, okay, so I'm going to open a drawer of mine that I've not shown any of you guys before. It's super exciting because there's so many of them. So I'm a bit of a hoarder, right? And ta-da! So I'm a bit of a hoarder. What that means is if I see something over the years, I will buy it. And I have been buying these for a few years. I've not used 99% of them, but I plan to. So I'm going to show you what I have. Let's see if there's any more in there. Yeah, there probably is at the bottom. So basically, these are all my stencils. Okay, and I'm going to show you them one by one. Well, Kat, if you're going to go to sleep, please do. Please don't wreck your health for YouTube at all. It's not worth it. It'll still be here later if you still want to watch it. But how can I pop this without pressing on the buttons? Let me see. Let's move this out of the way. Right, here we go. So I'm going to go through all of the stencils so you can see them, okay? So there are literally so many here. Okay, so this is a lovely leaf one. A sunflower one. Put this up there. Got this floral one. I think that's another, it's similar to a sunflower, but not quite. Very pretty. Ferns, holly. Then we've got this circular one. A lot of them are sealed off and in packets, so you can't see. Okay, Nathan, have a good sleep, and thank you so much again. Really appreciate it, and have a wonderful night's rest if you can get one. Hi, Linda. How are you doing? Is that bloom on your clock and tile? Which one do you mean? So yeah, so one of the one I showed you earlier, Linda. this one is a bloom. Sorry about the reflections here. But yeah, that's a bloom I did one of the videos recently, and this is not a bloom. This is more of a mandala stencil that I did. And use texture paste for the mandala stencil, and then use sculpture paste for the flowers. Okay. Realize there's a big lag as well when I talk. Pop those back down here. Right, so. Okay, so what else have we got? We've got more flower stencils. There's literally so many here. I'm going to go through them all with you. And just pop them down. Small ones. So if I was doing an underwater scene, I could use these. There's some of these which my kids love. They're like more like underwater sea creatures. Shells. Different kinds of shells. Jellyfish. More seaweed. We'll get onto the bigger ones in a second. Good night, Nathan. And good night, Kat, if you're going. Kat, I mean, sorry. And then we've got, oh, these are some really nice birch trees. Look. Doesn't that look great? More trees. Really like those. I'm actually looking forward to using some of these. They're quite cool. And this one. More leaves. And I got these from Amazon. A few were from AliExpress, which is another big online giant who sell lots of really cheap things. And then let's go through my bigger ones now. Okay, so some of my favorite stencils now, guys. So you're going to see all of them. Yeah, the chat is way behind. I don't even know when you last wrote that, but this one is beautiful. It's Deer in the Woods. I really like this one. I've used it before on one of my paws. I actually used it as a stencil over my paw. These ones, which you've seen me use as well in previous videos, I love those. They're gorgeous. So the corner of mandalas really, and then this one, I don't think I've used this, or have I? I think I have used it before in one of my pieces, which is over here. I'm just going to try and get it. So you can see this one here. That's the same as this. And then we go on to a few more animals now. So you can see this is a giraffe. And then a dragon. My daughter chose this because we're in Wales and it's the Welsh dragon according to her. So there's that. And then we've got these beautiful ballerinas. And I was thinking, actually, why not stencil out the ballerina, leave the dress and do a blowout Dutch paw for the dress instead of using these templates. But yeah, they're perfect if you want to do like a ballerina doing a beautiful dance with an acrylic paw around them rather than the dresses that they've got on there. And then we've got, there's a couple of flowers again in here. We'll open those. This beautiful feather, love that. Beautiful. And then we've got tortoise. I have got a lot of stencils. I've not even used a fraction of them yet. I just don't have the time yet, but I plan to one day. And then we've got this wolf, nice wolf outline. And we've got another wolf, quite a lot of wolves. Oh, another dragon. I think that's identical. I've got this, which you've seen quite a few artists online use this piece to try and stencil over the acrylic paws, the fluid art pieces. It's quite nice. And then I have a peacock. Isn't that lovely? You love the one with the deer. I do too, actually, Alison. It's one of my favourite ones here. It's nice and simplistic, you know. And then we've got this seahorse. Why not? Reminds me of one of the earlier pieces I did. I did a couple of seahorses, didn't I? I don't know if you remember this seahorse I did. It was when I started out. And I think I started that, but never poured it. But this was one of my pours. I think I used silicone oil maybe, or maybe not, I don't know. Yep, so there was that one. Hi, Green Rumour. Hi, it's Larry, isn't it? How are you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. I'm just showing everybody my terribly huge stash of stencils that I've collected over the years and I'm yet to do anything with. But hopefully, you know, I'll find time to do something with them. But I do really love these, so I'm just showing you what they are. These are stencils I've bought. Mind you, I've handmade loads of stencils too. This is one of my handmade stencils. So this is one I did of a horse painting. Remember the horse painting? I don't know if you remember it. Maybe I'll grab it for you and show it to you. But I actually cut this out of mylar. Okay, and you can use any type of thin plastic. I think I've kept some plastic here to do things like that with. I'm going to show you the horse thing if I can reach it. 1 minute. So this was the horse painting. So if you remember, I just showed you that. I could easily do it again. And the reason I made a stencil out of it is because I really liked the outline. And I thought, well, if I ever wanted, if somebody saw this painting and said they want one just like it with different colours or whatever, I can just easily do it again instead of having to draw the whole horse out again. So there's that one. Then we've got a couple of more of these clock ones, and I bought the clock ones because I thought it's going to get expensive if I'm making clocks and using like, or buying these things all the time. So to save on money, I could just use these stencils repeatedly over and over again and create my own sort of type of, create my own numbers, raised numbers. So we've got that one, which is pretty nice. And then we've got this one. Let me just move this. That one. Oops, the wrong way around, isn't it? I'm doing it all wrong. There's that one. And then there's this one. So lots of different styles, really. Lots of different patterns. And then another one, which is this one. Again, Roman numerals on this one. It's quite nice. And they're not too expensive, considering you can use them again and again and again. They're not that expensive when you think of it as a long-term investment. Oh gosh, okay. Let's have a look at some. So we've got the Arabic writing ones. Okay, this is a famous verse from the Quran for Muslims. The verse of the throne, and we've also got tiny little ones. These are my kids' ones that arrived with something they bought. So these are sticky ones you can stick down and then spray paint over. Okay. Let's get on with the rest of them. So we have got, what else have we got? A couple of more. Okay, these are my own fish ones that I made. I made a couple of them myself. That one, I really like that one. Love to use it over a paw, can't wait. And then we've got this bear one. Really nice. I've used this one before on a paw. It was a swipe paw actually, and I kind of blanked out all of the negative space around it and left the paw showing through the middle. Then there's this kind of crescent moon floral one. Again, really pretty. Imagine that on one of those clocks. You know, just texture pasted and, you know, sculpture pasted around. Imagine that. And then we've got this one, which is really pretty as well. Love that one. I've got a couple of them which are my favourites for sure, and this is another one of my favourites. Again, I've never used that one before. So and there's a couple of bear ones here. I think there's 2 bears in here with some paw prints as well, so they're quite cute. And then finally, this is the one I used. So if you look carefully at this one, this is the one I used on the clock. I think it is anyway. Yes, it is. Yeah, so you can see it kind of, the edges went off it, but I simply ignored that bit and just put the paste through the middle of that, you know, over the top of this wooden round. So it worked super well. It was really, really good. Okay, so I'm going to move those out of the way. Make sure there's none left. I think there's still some left. Yeah, this is another one of my favourites. It's a script one, with script writing this way around. So it's really nice. So those are all of my my collection of stencils that I will one day use. But again, if any of you guys like any of those, want to know where I got it from, just ask me. Just drop a comment in and ask about the specific one. I'll try and remember or find out where I got it from for you. Thank you, Larry. Donna, hello, how are you? Should I say good morning? Yeah, I suppose I should to you. Good morning. It's like 3 p.m. here. My other half's gone to pick up the kids, thankfully, so I'm still here. But are you home? What does it look like? Of course I'm home. I didn't even have a stand on holiday. I literally had to get my kids' sand bucket and prop the phone up somehow on the sand bucket to be able to do the video when I was abroad because I hadn't planned it. But yeah, I am definitely home now. I came home at 3 a.m. and it was raining. So yep, I'm home and I'm excited. I can't wait to do some more fun arty stuff. Really, I've got a couple of more days off work before I go back on Monday, so I've got some time really to chill out and decompress and things after the long holiday with the kids. But I am home. I hope you're well. How did I hope everything went well for John and his surgery. Are you both okay? No, I'm back. I am back. You will get a few soon. Yes, stenciling is super fun. It's not as messy as some of the other techniques I tend to use. So, have I got a bloom recipe? Yes, I do, Linda. If you like, I'll share it with you. I am planning on doing a video actually. I keep meaning to do a video about my bloom recipe. So I've got a couple of recipes, 3 recipes. And the only thing is, Linda, I think you're in the States, aren't you? My recipes are for the UK mostly, unless you can get similar products where you are, wherever you are. But the UK products they use work super well, actually. So I'll share them with you if you like. I will do a proper video on A to Z, kind of how I bloom in the UK, and what products I'm using. Absolutely. You're in a studio with lots of stencils. You're in a studio. If I showed you around here, you'd be horrified. You're in a studio with a ton of paintings that I need to get off my bum and actually sell. And I keep meaning to, but I haven't got round to it because I only have time to paint. I don't have time to sell. So I might do an online auction at some point and just give them away half price. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of pieces here, Rahul, that do need selling. Trust me, they're like they're just taking up space at the moment. But there's this one. This was a kind of a ring cloud pour, ring pour that went a bit strange, but I love it. I absolutely love this piece, and you can see the lines really well. It's almost like I drew those lines on, but I didn't. It's gorgeous. I'm trying to get it because it's a bit washed out in here because this light bulb is actually not very good. Let's turn that off. Is that better? I think that's actually better without the light. So yeah, so this beautiful one of the circling sharks, hammerhead, and tortoise and a few fish. And then obviously you know about this one anyway, my sculpture paste one. I've got loads of paintings here, tons of them, trust me. And the latest two that I'm going to be doing some paintings on are these two. So if you remember a while back, I made these backgrounds. I'm yet to do sculpture painting on them, but I plan on doing some flowers on them. Wondering what colour flowers to do, really, to complement the background and give it some contrast as well. So anyway, I think that's it for today. Is there anything in particular you'd like to see? If there is, just ask. Let me just check the chat messages. All showered today, are you, Kathy? Brilliant. Grocery shopping today. Yeah, we have all these mundane things we need to do all the time. Remember coming back and having to clean the house and tidy, and it was just an unpack, which just takes forever. Senior discount day. Great, hooray! Get some extra shopping in. Okay, I think that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it and all the support and love that you give out. Let me just see what Larry said. I've seen people put a piece of glass over a picture and a piece of clear plastic over the glass and trace the image with a soldering iron to make the detailed stencil. Pretty cool. Oh, okay. I'll tell you something, Larry. About a year ago, I actually bought a soldering iron to make my own stencils. Now, I started making my own stencils that way. I found it extremely fiddly. I started to do a video to show people how to do it. But while I was doing all of the outtakes and the video footage, I was like, oh my God, this is super tricky. Actually, I'll show you. Here I have, give me a second, I'll just show you. Here, what I have is a piece of mylar that I try to use a soldering iron to create my own detailed stencil. So unless you have a Cricut, it is actually quite hard. So I really struggled with it. Where is it? Oh my god, I'm dropping everything. Let me just see if I can find it. Right here somewhere. I know I had it because I just pulled it out. Oh yeah, here it is. It's got all stuff up to it. Oh, this is what I made. So I use that technique that Larry just mentioned to for a different tool, you know. It was super hard to do it. So there's that. Oh, yeah, I did have a go. I never finished making that video. I just kind of left it. And I just literally, do you know, on my phone there's like 15 different folders where I've started doing a tutorial video for something, and usually it's something I'm trying for the first time. So I've started doing a video and then I've abandoned because I realized I can't personally do that technique. So therefore I can't make a tutorial or show anyone how to do it because I can't do it myself. So I've abandoned it, and that was one of the abandoned videos. There's lots of others. There's another video, a folder with all my footage and pictures of how I built my studio. So it's a summer house studio. So at the beginning you would see pictures of literally nothing, just a flat kind of surface in a flat floor with nothing there. And then they wrecked the building and then put up the walls and everything for the summer house. And then I do the cladding inside with my husband, and the whole thing. I was meant to be a video to show you, okay, how to go from 0 to here, all the different steps. And it's quite fun to watch, even if you don't plan on making an external studio for yourself. But I never finished that video. It's another one of those videos that it's just waiting, for me to either edit or get on with, like finishing, taking shots of and videos of, and then putting it together for you guys. But yeah, hi Linda, you're in the UK, fabulous. Okay, I'll definitely share my recipe with you. Okay, so how can I contact you is the question. I'm on Facebook, so if you message me on Facebook, I can chat with you and show you what I use and send you pictures if you like. It'll probably be a while before I do the video. I planned for 3 years now to do the video of like tutorial of how I use the UK products, but it'll be a while before that happens. So if you need to know earlier, just message me on Facebook, same name, Taslima Maya. I've got a Facebook page as well. You can just send me a message there directly and I can send you pictures of all the products and the kind of ratios I use. Hi there, Mr. Smith. Hi there, how are you doing? You're working, yeah, right. I'm on leave. I spent 4 hours working this morning when I shouldn't have, because I care about my students, and it's just like they don't seem to understand I'm on leave either. So, hi Billy. So we have BCC Arts in the house. How are you doing, honey? She's super cool. Guys, go check her out. Go check her channel out, BCC_arts. She's on YouTube, she's on Facebook. Go and give her a like, a subscribe. Check out her work. It's really important we support our up and coming artists and artists who've been around as well for a while, because it's so nice to be nice, right? And just help each other out. Okay, so I think you've joined us towards the end now, Billy, because I'm about to ring off here. I think I've bored people enough with my extensive stencil. stencil. I could show you something else. I'd have to actually lift you down. It's kind of like, this room is such a mess. Oh my goodness, I'll start doing this. Yeah, I want to show you something very quickly, actually. So these are my favorite tools. One of my favorite tools. It's so cool. And they're called Perlen pens. They're like dimensional fabric paint, but you can use them on anything. And I've got hundreds. So we've got a craft store over here in the UK, right, called Hobbycraft, but you can get them on Amazon as well. I've seen them on Amazon. In the UK, they do try to charge you the earth for them for some reason. I'm not sure why, but you can get hundreds of colours, right? This is turquoise, okay, and this is silver. My favorite is the pearl color. It's gorgeous. I'm going to show you how it squeezes out and how it looks. Can find something to do it on. Let's just do it on here. I'll show you on here. It's a bit of a canvas my daughter painted. So yeah, so just show you how that looks. So you unscrew it, and there's a little tiny nib like this. Okay, and say you've drawn something pretty on here, like a flower, and you just squeeze it out. And I'm hoping this is not actually seized up. Some of mine have, when I ordered them, they were not. Let me just check inside. Ah, okay. So one downside to these things is you can't leave them in extreme temperatures. So if it's extremely cold or extremely hot, they do tend to seize up a little bit. Let's see if this one's working. Trust that one to be a dud, the first one I picked out. Yeah, this one's fine. So you can see me now do some mixed media. And look at that. It's so easy to squeeze out and create a petal. See? Easy. And these are super cool if you just want to do a bit of embellishment on your acrylic pours. See that? It's really good to have some of these around because you never know when you're going to need one. And if you're not very good with the glue gun technique, you know, when you use the glue gun, the hot glue gun to create outlines, you can actually just use one of these. And again, like I said, you can get so many colors. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to shake it down to make sure it gets to the bottom. And then squeeze it out again. I'm just doing this blindly. I'm not really following a pattern, but obviously you could draw a pattern first and then trace around it. So okay, that's my phone going off, excuse that. Look, we made a little flower. That was so easy. It's easy to do and fun, and you know, you can use the smaller ones as well. I'll just show you a couple more colors, and you can get kind of really nice pearlescent colors, gold, metallic colors. This one is fluorescent, type of fluorescent color, really nice. And then we've got all of these. Ta-da. I've got quite a lot of them. I love them. I've got the purple and the green. I've used the green a fair bit. So those of you who've been on my channel before will have seen a lot of different products that I tend to use. This is a nice colour, isn't it? It's really pretty. It's pastel coral. And then this one is much more sort of transparent pastel clear. See, and this one is pastel yellow. Another coral. I really like the coral. And this is glass paint. This is slightly different. This is glass paint. So these are called Dovecraft 3D Pearl Effects, and those are called Pearl End Pens by Viva Decor. Okay. And then there's a couple of others. These are Art Studio 3D Pearl paints. And again, you know, like I said, you can do anything you like with them. I mean, I could use them just to go over some of the lines on here and make it more 3D if I wanted to. I mean, why not, right? So yeah, so those are really cool products worth having a look at. Yeah, I agree, Linda. Nanette's videos make me hungry as well. Great videos, and I love what she does. She's brilliant. Right, I think that's it now. I'm definitely going to say bye. You're welcome, Billy. Definitely. You were at the buffet yesterday, were you? That's really good. How do I arrange these? I literally just sit them up in a box. Or put them on this side where I can see all the colours. It's just difficult to find enough space, really. Storage is a big issue. One of the really cool things I like doing is, if I just show you, is putting my paints. Oh goodness, that's not going to work. Is putting my paints. Okay, I don't know what that's doing. It's saying it wants to do it like this. So putting my paints up on this big paint tree is really cool. Right at the top, I've got all my mixing spoons, my scraper, all of these buttercream palette brushes, my level, my sellotapes, and you can see I've just stuck everything up here. It's just so easy to know where everything is, you know, and just to grab it. So here you can see all my paints, and I swivel them, so when I want a different colour I can just turn them around. Now the reason it's not turning is because this tube is huge and it's sticking, but yeah, so normally it just swings around really easily. So you can see all my reds are colour coordinated, all my oranges, and then again I try to do the best at the bottom as well. So yeah, it's really cool. I love this little thing. It's so helpful and useful to organize your paints. And again, just show you. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I'm going to ring off and say bye to you all. Thank you all for joining me. It was lovely to have you and see you and speak to you. I literally bought the art workshop. You honestly, yeah, I kind of did. Look, this is the art workshop. This is just some of my stuff. Lots of different types of spray paints. All of my color art stuff because I'm a color art affiliate. Lots of texture, different textured stuff, texture paints and things, and then all my satin enamels, and they're not organized in any very good way, but Mod Podge, absorbent ground. Actually, I was going to use the absorbent ground to prime a canvas so I can do watercolor on the canvas. That was the plan. So, and there was another product. I'll just show you. There was another product here somewhere that you use to be able to use alcohol ink on your canvases, which was another plan of mine that I never followed through on. You know, artists never follow through on things. They start a project and they forget, and they start another one and they forget, and they start another one, and one day they go back to the one that they wanted to originally do. Here's my drawers of all my, God knows, my alcohol ink stuff. I'm not organising any real there's my dotting stuff, jewelry stuff. So yeah, anyway, it's all my empty pots and things. Okay, that's it. I think I've shown you around. And this is my little lovely plant. Okay, guys, I'm going to say bye, and thank you for joining me, and I will speak to you very soon. Take care and have a brilliant day, all of you. Yes, Donna, but you're worse than me at collecting stuff, so you can talk. So let's see you around your place. Yeah, so I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye, guys.